am I the asshole for keeping all my roommates' belongings after they moved out despite them wanting it back? I, 21 female, used to live with 2 roommates, both 21 female, in an off-campus student housing apartment. We used to be friends prior to moving in, but ultimately we did not get along, as they were disrespectful of my property and our shared space. They both found housing for next year while I decided to stay in the same apartment unit. The apartment staff clearly stated that they were required to clean every apartment before the next tenant arrived. Thus, everything had to be empty before leaving. However, since I renewed my lease, I could keep everything in my room, but I had to leave the living room and kitchen completely empty. The day before my roommates moved out, they asked me if they could keep some of their boxes with me, and I said no. I was going home for the summer that day, and I thought I made it clear that they had to find other arrangements. I received an email a week ago stating I was fined $900 for failure to clean my space. I drove to my student housing apartment the same day to check on my apartment and speak to the housing staff. When I got to my apartment, I noticed several things still in my living room. These were my roommates, like their TV, vacuum, water purifier, dish rack, rice cooker, toaster, rug, coach pillows, ottoman boxes, etc. I spoke to the apartment staff and explained none of these things were mine and instead were my roommates, thus I shouldn't have been fined. However, they explained that my roommates were no longer on the lease as of late May, thus any belongings in there would be by responsibility. In the end, they basically said there was nothing they can do and I had to pay the fine, which was a lot of money. So my summer savings were basically gone in an instant. When I got home, I messaged my roommates and told them about the situation. They gave a half-ass apology and said they assumed it wouldn't be an issue since I had the lease, and we all collectively used some of the stuff they left. Thus was technically my responsibility to, I asked them to both pay me $450 each to cover the fine. They said no to that. I said, oh, yeah, we all use those things, but now they're all mine. I had to pay the fine. I'm going to keep everything you guys left. They began to freak out and spam messaged me about how I'm being an asshole for keeping their personal belongings. I ignored the messages after they got on social media and blasted me for being a thief. I had many of, AITA of their friends harass me. Now they're getting their parents involved, but so am I. I know whatever they left was probably worth more than the fine, but I'm not going to pay for someone else's carelessness. They assumed they could just come over after the summer and retrieve their stuff while bypassing the need to buy a storage unit or find other arrangements to store their stuff. Am I the asshole for keeping all my roommates' belongings after they moved out, despite them wanting it back?